Hi everybody, welcome to today's vlog. I'm going to be touching on a subject that has Mexico's panties in a bunch. Therefore, it makes me happy. A Mexican national by the name of Humberto Leal, who in 1994 was convicted of kidnapping, raping, and murdering a 16-year-old girl in San Antonio. He's been on death row ever since. Well, now he's claiming that he never got representation by the Mexican consulate. Texas went through this several years ago with an individual by the name of Jose Medellin. I think I pronounced that right. Jose Medellin, who was convicted of murdering and raping two girls in the Houston area back in the early 90s. It's a stall tactic. That's all they use it as. They know they're guilty, they know they're going to die. The Geneva Convention of the Law of Treaties, which was introduced in 1963, was never ratified by the United States. Now, under this treaty, a foreign national arrested in another country is allowed to get representation by the consulate. The United States never signed off on it. We never ratified it. Therefore, we are not obligated to adhere to it. Another thing that really upsets me about this issue is the fact that Mexico has no death penalty. Therefore, if you murder somebody here in America, you can run to Mexico, and they will not extradite you back to the United States if the death penalty is on the table. That is wrong. If you murder somebody, you need to die. Such is the case with the drug cartel that has recently made the news. Mexican officials recently arrested a high-ranking member of a drug cartel who is a suspect in the killing of immigration officers, or ICE. This whole issue with Humberto Leal is going to play a tit for tat, I predict. What's going to happen is Mexico will not turn over this drug dealer to American authorities if they do not commute the sentence of Humberto Leal. And to Mexico, I say this: when your people come to our nation, break our laws, rape our women, kill our people, you are subject to the laws of the United States of America. This Humberto Leal actually came to America when he was 2 years old. And he's claiming that he was never given a proper defense because he did not have consular representation, in which he was going to try to stipulate that he was abused as a child, he was beat up by gangs. And that's why he had the mentality he did. You know right from wrong. Raping and killing a 16-year-old girl is wrong. The whole issue of Mexican nationals claiming that they want representation by the consulate actually came into play several years ago when a police officer in Houston by the name of Rodney Johnson was shot and killed by an illegal who had already been deported for a sex crime against a 12-year-old girl. He knew his rights and received a counselor from the Mexican consulate and was sentenced to life. Also concerning Humberto Leal is the fact that Obama is asking the Supreme Court to step in to halt the execution. Based on what? Since we never signed off on the treaty, we don't have to obligate it. But unfortunately, since the Obama administration is so, what's a good word, intent on appeasing the Mexican nationals of our nation in order to get votes, that he is willing to basically step on the toes of Texas. This man was convicted in Texas, committed his criminal offense in Texas, and will hopefully die in Texas.